Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Folks, it's been about 2 weeks since I last uploaded a video recipe, and there are two reasons for that. And I gotta be honest, the first reason is the declining views on my recipe videos has kind of left me a little unmotivated to make new ones, because if nobody's watching the recipe videos, I don't feel like making them. But I have been doing a lot of recipes, so if you've missed any of the older videos, do check them out. Make sure you smash that like button and leave a comment as well on the recipes, and I'll be back soon with new recipes, so don't fret. The second reason is I am also quite busy with my music because I have a brand new EP coming out on the 3rd of December. It's called The Holocene Termination. And if any of you enjoy the music on my videos, I would love for you to listen to the EP. And if you like what you hear, you can grab a copy for just $5. I'll leave all the links in the video description box just below this video. And that's why I haven't really uploaded a recipe video in the last 2 weeks. But like I said, don't worry. I'm sure this lull will pass and I'll be back with some new recipes soon. Which is also why I thought I'd do this Q&A video to just have a chat with you guys and just answer some of your questions. And before I do that, I have to give you the usual disclaimer. I am neither a doctor, nor a nutritionist, nor a dietitian, nor a personal trainer. None of what I say in this video is medical advice. It's just my opinion on things. So anyway, that's been enough jibber jabber. Let's start the Q&A. Alright, so the first question is from Yolanda Gilchrist, who asks, would you ever consider doing another keto cookbook or cookbooks with your 3 and 5 ingredient meals? Yes, I have some good news for you guys. I said it in an earlier video, but it didn't get many views, so maybe you don't know. I'm actually working on 2 keto cookbooks, a 3 ingredient one and a 5 ingredient one. Both of these are going to be ebooks, and I can update you and tell you that I'm done with one of them and the second one should be done soon. So I expect in a week or maybe 10 days we should have both of them available for purchase on my online stores, and I'm going to put them on a discounted price till the end of the year. So the cookbooks were going to be priced at $20 each. I'm going to try and make it $15 for each cookbook instead of the $20. And if you buy both, I'll price them at $20. So you can get both of them for $20 and save 50%. Because it's the end of the year and next year I'll up the price. But yeah, so that's the update on the books. They're coming really soon. The next question comes from Christina Cyrus. And I'm going to club that with a question from somebody called Artemis. Christina says, I am diabetic and on a low carb diet, no starchy veg, also intermittent fasting. It's working. Losing weight, A1C much better. I don't want to do keto because I like vegetables. Isn't this just as good, or should I do keto? And Artemis asks, hey man, big fan of yours. Thanks for all the recipe videos. I think an interesting question would be to hear your thoughts on keto versus just normal low carb. And I clubbed these two together because the answer will overlap. So first of all, there's a bit of a misconception here that you can't eat vegetables on keto. Yes, you perhaps want to avoid a few more vegetables on keto than you normally would, but as I've always said, on keto, don't be afraid of vegetables. If you get a few extra carbs here and there from a few vegetables, it's not going to be of any major consequence. However, having said that, let's talk about keto versus low carb. Having done keto myself, I personally believe that low carb is a better option for most people, because at the end of the day, most people who are doing keto are not really doing strict keto. Everyone is kind of doing their own version of keto, and there's no real guideline to it as such. Like, it's just okay, reduce carbs, and there's this dirty keto, clean keto, and blah 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 blah. So in my opinion, keto basically makes you change your metabolic state and really focus on cutting down the carbs. Low carb, on the other hand, has no set amount of carbs. You could eat 50 grams of carbs and it's low carb. You could eat 100 grams and it's low carb. Low carb to me is more flexible, which is why I would say for most people, do low carb, because you don't have to worry about being in ketosis. And I feel that is much more sustainable long term, because who wants to wake up every morning and think, am I in ketosis? What food do I eat today that keeps me in ketosis? Whereas with low carb, it's just pretty much you wake up, You eat what you want, you avoid, the high carb foods, and you're good to go. And even if you're doing low carb and you have a cheat meal, you don't have to worry about getting kicked out of ketosis and then getting back into ketosis quickly. So the way I see it, in terms of benefit to you, both are equally good. I don't think one is better than the other. In fact, I think if you're doing a dirty keto or a dirty low carb, that's probably worse than somebody who's eating high carb but they're eating a healthier version of high carb. So at the end of the day, if you pick food that is more nourishing, that is more nutritious, I believe that is going to help you have better health. And I would definitely recommend low carb at this point over keto. I think it makes more sense for most people. However, for some people, keto is definitely much better, and for them, I say kudos to you. The next question comes from Meat Candy. What's it like living in beautiful India? It looks gorgeous there. Well, I think, like every country, India has its pros and cons. There are some good things about living here and some very bad things about living here. As a country, it's very beautiful. The people are hospitable for the most part. And, it's a great place to visit and vacation. And then, like I said, there is a bad side to everything as well, and I won't talk about that right now because I just feel like I'd like to keep this video a little more positive. So yeah, India is a nice place to live. I do enjoy living here. There are some things I don't like, but I won't talk about them now. But if you get a chance to visit India, definitely do. The next question comes from Dave53225, who says, horns up, how long did it take you to gain all the weight you lost on keto with a vengeance, like death metal eating? LOL. Well, it actually took me probably 2 solid months of continuous overeating. So this was back in 2018. I made 2 trips to the United Kingdom, and I would safely say that it was those 2 trips that culminated in me gaining back all the weight I had lost, because I literally went from eating 1500 calories, all home cooked, very nutritious food, to going to the UK and just pigging out and having 3000 to 4000 calories a day, eating everything from pizzas to burgers to ice creams to, like, you name it, and I ate it. So definitely got all the weight back with a vengeance, just like a death metal song. But yeah, and I did a whole video about it. I'll link it here somewhere on the I button, how I lost weight and gained it all back. And I also did a follow-up vlog where I tried to lose the weight, and I did lose a good amount of that weight as well. So yeah, click and watch it. The next question comes from Shruti Ambawat, who says, how do you organize your time every day to take care of your music and this keto food YouTube channel? Well, honestly, I don't know myself sometimes. In fact, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, apart from losing motivation to make the videos and also being super busy, that's kind of led to me not being as consistent as I would like, or just not being able to give 100% the way I would want to. And I guess as somebody who is creative and considers himself an artist, these ups and downs are only natural. And the thing is, I do a lot of different things. So I have my solo music, I have my band, and I've got a couple of albums in the works. I also have this YouTube channel. As you all know, there's a website which I update all the time, and I put out new recipes there as well. And then there's all the social media that I handle, the Facebook, the Twitter, of all these things. And I've also got the other channel, Headbanger Eats, where I do non-keto stuff and restaurant food review kind of videos now. I found a whole new thing there. And then I got on TikTok as well for Headbanger's Kitchen. And I started a Headbanger's Kitchen YouTube Shorts. So I don't know how I do it. I just wake up and I just try and focus on what needs to get done first. Sometimes I'm organized, like earlier this year, I took like all of April off and I shot 20 videos, and I was good for the next 3 months. And while those videos were going up on this channel, I started filming more videos. But then I got into a point where this sort of slump happened, and now I have no videos in hand and I need to get back on track. So yeah, I do my best, but it's not as perfect as it may appear to be. Sherlock Holmes 82 asks, how long do you intend to be on keto for? Cheers from Canada. Thank you. And well, Sherlock Holmes, you have obviously missed the memo, and you did not deduce that I am not on keto, and I haven't been for 2 years. In fact, I've made so many videos by now, I thought everyone would know. because I did a video telling you why I didn't do keto. I told you in a video what I eat now that I don't do keto. Then since May this year, that's May, June, July, August, September, October, almost 6 months, every single week I uploaded a vlog of my new diet and my new weight loss journey. So obviously, yeah, I guess like I told you, the videos are just not reaching people. So, well, in case you missed those videos, now you know. Anyway, I'll link the video up here somewhere, you can click on it. The next question from Renee Lynch. Where would you recommend tourists go in India? So to be honest, I am not much of a traveler, though I do travel often, but that's mostly because of my wife Dipti, who loves to travel, and she tells me about all the good food I will eat if we do travel. So I go on travels with her. But India has a lot of beautiful places. Obviously off the top of my head, I know what are the touristy spots. So people will tell you to go to Goa, you can go to Kerala, to the backwaters. You might want to go to the northeastern part of the country, which is really beautiful. Then there's Leh and Ladakh, in the north. So a lot of beautiful places in India that you can visit. But I would definitely recommend talking to somebody who is a little more well versed with travel in the country. Honestly, I haven't traveled around in India much in a long time. And even though I've been to most parts of the country, it's been with my music. So we travel to a city for a day, play a show there, and then go somewhere else. So I haven't really traveled much as a tourist in India. I've gone to places close by like Goa and Alibag, but yeah, haven't done too much local travel. Maybe I should change that. Mary Hart says, your English is completely fluent. And she asks, was it spoken at home? If not, at what age were you taught? So I've been speaking English since I could speak, because my parents spoke English at home. So I'm a Sindhi, and our mother tongue is Sindhi, which I don't speak, and my parents never spoke to me in Sindhi, so I really don't know it. And I studied in an English medium school, so everything is taught in English. So the first day you go to school, you learn English. And yeah, I guess in India, English is quite common and it's spoken a lot, especially by people who are sort of well off economically. Of course, that's changing now, and everybody is learning English or knows some English, at least in a lot of the major cities in India. And the thing is, India doesn't actually have like a national language. Every state has its own language. So I'm in Maharashtra, and Marathi is the language here. If you go to Bengal, they speak Bengali. If you go down south, there are a whole bunch of different languages. So that's the reason, like, I think English, and of course the British coming and being here for, well, however long they were, is also part of the reason. So yeah. And the final question comes from Alex Orozco. Hopefully I said your name correctly. So Alex says, my wife loves keto, but if anything, I don't buy the hype. The food is much more costly, has negligible health differences, and also makes me gain weight even when I had a regular gym routine. My question is keto bad for bodybuilding? Some bodybuilders say no, others say yes. What say you, my dude? Alright, so Alex, there are a lot of things I'm going to break down here. Some of them are misconceptions I feel that you have. Some of them is correct what you have said. So let's start at the top. Now, the food being more expensive. Yes, if you are going to be eating almond flour, coconut flour, buying, good quality fats and good quality meats, yes, keto can seem like a more expensive diet. And what I will say to anyone whose argument is that keto is very expensive, I say look at it this way. You can spend money now and buy good quality food, or you can spend money later when you're in the hospital, because hospital bills are pretty huge. So that's how I prefer to look at it. Think of good food, and this honestly applies to keto or non-keto, because nutritious food is across the board, whether you're vegan, carnivore, paleo, whatever, like whole foods. Nutritious food is always slightly pricier than, say, the cheap mass produced food that you get. So if you can, and I say can because not everyone has the financial ability, and it is not their fault, the world is just wired pretty badly. So if you can afford the food, consider it an investment in your health. In fact, if you can take out money from some other part where you don't need it, like buying, buying gadgets you don't need, or maybe doing something that you don't really need, buying some expensive clothes or shoes or whatever, and invest it in your health and your food, I think that would make much more sense. All right, the next part that he says is has negligible health differences. So this is not entirely inaccurate, but it's not entirely accurate either. So health benefits, like for someone like me, I didn't personally see a difference in how I felt when I was eating keto versus eating carbs. I felt equally good. For a lot of people, that is not the case. Some people just feel way better eating keto. So this is very individual, I feel. And if you're eating carbs and you're eating not, I won't say normal diet, because I think everyone who hears this thinks of the standard American diet, but if you're eating a nutritious diet, whether that includes carbs or has no carbs or has low carbs, if you're eating nutritious food, yes, you may not feel a difference doing keto. That's quite possible. And your final comment, which was, it also makes me gain weight even when I have a regular gym routine. And as I've said before, keto is not a magic diet. Calories still matter. So whether you're doing keto or any other diet, if you eat too many calories, you will gain weight, irrespective of whether you go to the gym. They say in the gym, like ask any trainer who's got some experience, he'll tell you you cannot outrun a bad diet. So you can go to the gym, you can go and do a triathlon, whatever. If you eat in a calorie surplus, you will gain weight. And this is across the board. You can do keto, but you still need to eat fewer calories to actually lose weight. Now let's get to your actual question, which is about whether or not keto is good for bodybuilding. So I am not a bodybuilder, as you can see, but I will say this. There are, as you said, many bodybuilders who do keto, but I will say that there is a bit of, again, like I said, I have seen that most of these bodybuilders, I haven't seen any of them build their muscle on keto. I could be wrong because I haven't seen every single keto bodybuilder, but most of these people who are doing keto and bodybuilding, I think they have already built up their bodies, and then keto has made it easy for them to remain ripped or shredded. And again, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I would say that if you are looking to do a diet for bodybuilding, if you're interested in bodybuilding, I would say, maybe go with a more conventional approach and then try keto. Once you've reached some of your goals, try keto, see if it works for you personally, because honestly, I've said this before, there is no one diet fits all. While you might try keto as a bodybuilder, you might hate it, but another bodybuilder might do it and be like, this is the best thing ever. So why not just try it for yourself? Try keto for maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and see if it works for you. And I would also recommend following Goody Beats and Jason Wittrock and Keto Savage here on YouTube, because they are bodybuilders who do keto as well. So that's all the questions for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you were entertained. And I think that's been enough jibber jabber from me. I will see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Until then, cheers and keep cooking. Hey folks, if you enjoy my recipes and all the videos that I make and you would like to support my channel, here are some things you can do to do that. Well, for starters, you can watch more of my videos. I have over 700 videos on this channel, and if you can hit the like button and drop a comment, that would be awesome too. I've also got cookbooks that you can buy and merchandise like the t-shirt I'm wearing. The links are in the video description box just below this video. There are also the options of joining me on Patreon, linked again below this video, or becoming a member of this channel. There is something called YouTube channel memberships, so you can opt into any of these things to help support Headbangers Kitchen. That's if you like what I do. If you don't like it, don't support it, no problem. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Cheers.